state-ranked Waynesville Tigers are led by head coach Joe Haynes and his coaching staff, Shane Rowland, Mike Klutz, Ryan Pimentel, Terry Lambert, Johnny Kelly, Jeff Bramer, Bill Dimole, and Benito Perez. The team's athletic trainer is Nikki Fleshman. Our officials for tonight's game are Dana Francis Lukanoff, Greg D. Fort, Dennis Michael Hughes, Randy K., and Daniel Colin Theowen. Captains for the Central Bulldogs, number 25, Ashton Stein. Number 2, Jaden McCarter. Number 73, Alex Soto. And number 7, Isaiah Harvey. Captains for your home team, Waynesville Tigers. Number 14, Sheen Butler Lawson. Number 11, Kevin Poinsett. Number 12, Michael Lewis. And number 4, Joshua Ash. The Tigers have won the toss. They have chosen to receive. They will receive from the south end heading north. Central Bulldogs will defend the north end.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Waynesville Tiger District Football. As the Tigers, the number 1 seed in their Class 5 district, takes on the number 4 seed Springfield Central Bulldogs tonight. I'm Mike Rawlings. Along with me tonight is Matt Johnson. Matt, it's going to be a repeat of a game right here in Waynesville. A few weeks ago, as Central rolled into town, and the Tigers really took care of them, 77-0. But the Tigers are going to have to come out tonight and beat this team again.
Absolutely, Mike. We did that, brought that game to you here from earlier in the season. But you look across there, and Mike, Central was a down team when we saw them earlier this season. Definitely looks a few players shorter right now looking across there, but we've got to get ready. This is first round of districts. Well, first round for us. Some of the teams that were live district last week, I think roughly 25% of the state, their season's over at this point.
That's factually correct. And right now this was a 4-team district. As you see, Central kicks off, and the Tigers on a quick return are going to be up real quick.
That's going to be Eric Richardson taking it to the house on the opening kickoff. But how many times do we say this is why teams don't kick deep to Waynesville?
That's exactly right. Eric Richardson takes that all the way back. That's going to be about a 70-yard kickoff return. The Tigers are going to quickly be up 6-0 here. The 11:49 mark of quarter number 1.
Well, Mike, I mean, obviously an amazing run right there by the sophomore Eric Richardson. And if there's anybody speed-wise that's going to do it, we've talked about last year's state qualifier and sprints for the track team for us. Comes out here and gets it. But I went back and looked at some of the stuff from the first game, as it looks like the Tigers are going to line up and go for 2 here out of the gates.
Well, I know talking today, Aaron Choi wasn't going to be here. We're going to have a flag. That's going to be on the Tigers. We had 2 men in motion on that play, so that Tigers got to line up and do that again. Springfield Central rolls in tonight. Matt, I believe we counted on the other side. There's 18 players.
18 was the number I got.
For the Central Bulldogs. When they had rolled into town earlier in the year, there was 25.
And so we're going to replay that 2-point attempt here. I did not see, and it looks like there goes Michael Lewis, quarterback. So we are going to line up and go for 2. But went back and looked, Mike, and one of the most amazing stats that I had seen was that in that first matchup, we kicked the ball off, fumbled on their first play. We went to the end zone, scored on the first play.
There goes the Tigers' 2-point conversion. And
that's going to be A.J. Martin, number 16, in for 2.
Tigers come back with that same little play there. And, Matt, something found out for you stat heads there at home. That's going to be it's going to be an extra point conversion pass completion for Michael Lewis. So if you're scoring fantasy points, that's real important. And I found that out a couple weeks ago in the Redbird Fantasy League that Aaron Rodgers got a touchdown pass on that exact same play. Kind of disappointing because I was playing against Aaron Rodgers at that time.
But no, to go back to what I was talking about, and it's one of the stat things that the game started and moved so quick. It wasn't until I went back and really looked at it that the Waynesville Tigers kicked the ball off 3 times, scored 2 touchdowns within the first 33 seconds of that last game here against Central. That we kicked it off, they fumbled the first play, we scored. That we kicked it off the second time. I believe the first play they went to the air, Kevin Poinsett picked it off, and we went right back in for a touchdown. And we kicked the ball off a 3rd time. I wouldn't have thought it was possible to kick off 3 times within 33 seconds.
Hey, Tim, we got a problem. They can't hear us out there in the TV land. As the Tigers are going to kick off, and Central's going to start on the 19-yard line.
All right, so Central's going to have the ball first and 10 there. And got our first shout out of the evening here, Mike. Bob Jones giving his chain crew across the field a shout out tonight, checking in with us from Marshall, Missouri. He said duck season opens tomorrow. He's unavailable tonight. All right, Central's going to spread 5 wide, quarterback alone in the backfield. And we've got a flag here. All right, 5-yard penalty is going to move the ball back. So Central's going to have it 1st and 15. Central loads the backfield. Now they put 3 men in motion. And high snap's going to go into the end zone. It's going to go out the back of the end zone. That's going to be a safety for the Waynesville Tigers.
Facebook, we are good. totally understand. I was just letting you know. All right, folks, if you are watching us out there in Facebook land, and you know you've got some friends watching us over on Cable America, you might want to tell them to fire up the Facebook for a little bit. We've had a little audio difficulty on Cable America, so we are rolling on the Facebook. TTSN Sports Network. That was a safety there for Central. They're going to be kicking off to the Tigers.
Well, the quarterback you saw right there, nothing he could do, way up high over his head, chase it down in the end zone. Multiple Tigers breathing down his neck, just tipped it out of the back. That's going to be Eric Richardson
again, and he's going to go all the way again.
Wow.
That's going to be a second kickoff return for Eric Richardson tonight for a touchdown. The Tigers take a 16-0 lead at the 11:29 mark.
Mike, it looks like we've got no, I'm sorry, that's the kicking tee. I thought it was a flag right here.
Interesting that Central. All right. All right, thanks, sir. All right. So the Tigers 16-0 here.
All right, so the Tigers going to line up and go for two again here. Michael Lewis in the backfield. Looks like Sheen Butler Lawson beside him. Man comes in motion.
A.J. Martin again.
A.J. Martin right back in, boys.
And we've got a flag down on the field. We've got another flag on the field. We're going to have holding on the Tigers. Not sure if both of those flags are for the same penalty or not.
Yeah, that's the side judge is picking it up, and the force with which he threw it into the middle made me believe he had seen something besides the hold, but
Coach, that side judge at one point, I believe, played in the USFL.
Little known fact.
Little known fact.
All right.
New Jersey Generals, I believe.
So the hold's going to back it up 5 yards, and the Tigers are going to line up to go for two again. Michael Lewis still on the field. Tiger spread, three receivers bunched up to the top of the screen. Two wideouts down here to the bottom. Man comes in motion. It's going to be give. I believe that's A.J. Martin. A.J. hit at the 5.
He's still going.
Still on his feet. He
still
is going to
going.
be stopped just short. Not going to get in for the 2-point conversion, so that's going to leave it 16-0 here in the early minutes of the first quarter.
We haven't got to a minute yet, Matt. It's 11:29 left here in quarter number one.
Well, Mike, at least we're on this side of it.
I'm going to tell you, man, it's cold out there. It feels like football weather, but it's nice and toasty up here in the TTSN Sports Suite.
I don't have a thermometer with me, but it's borderline warm. I'm going to say it's a good 76 degrees in here right now. It feels like 76.
It's got a 76 feel to it. I agree. Do agree about that.
I'm going to have to push my sleeves up just a little bit here so I don't start roasting, but wow, just like that, like you said, 31 seconds in, and Tigers are up 16-0. And Coach Raleigh, well, no, I guess this is just our second kickoff. To keep it in perspective, at this point in the first game, this was where we were kicking off for the third time.
How you see the Tigers out there organizing themselves very well.
Well, they've done a nice job at how about Eric Richardson's ability to locate those guys in the
we got defense. A short kickoff. It's bouncing. That ball's loose. It's going to be
Central's going to get on top of it.
That Central Tiger was determined to get on top of the ball that time.
Well, and there was a second there, and I don't think that was an intentional onside kick. It looked to me like maybe it was just miskicked.
Right. I believe you're correct. And part of that could be with the cold too.
Well, when you compare the temperature between tonight and that first game, it is definitely different.
Well, it's a huge contrast.
All right, so Central, ball in nice field position. Ball sits at the 43. Back comes in motion.
Another high snap.
field that time. Handoff goes up the middle and can pick up about 3 yards on the carry that time. Mike, and this is what we ran into that last game. Coach Rawlings.
It's going to be Jaden Mercado on that run. He's a sophomore quarterback.
I'm going to take your word for it, but, Coach, those white numbers on those white jerseys are not easy to read. All right, 3 backs in the backfield. Mercado hands off this time, met by a Tiger, pursuit down the line.
Nice job there by the Tiger defense containing the runner there for the Bulldogs. And once again, I agree with you, Matt. It's hard to see those numbers out there to see who that was.
Well, it's really hard to distinguish between all of them.
Central with 3rd and 7.
All right, throwing back a pass, a little stop-and-go route.
That's going to be completed for a first down.
Going to pick up about 7, maybe 8 on the pass, and definitely going to move the chains for the first time tonight for the Central Bulldogs. All right, Central going back to the air. Going to overthrow this one long. That one's going to be picked off.
It's Kevin Poinsett, I believe, isn't it?
Kevin Poinsett at the 50.
He has an alley. Oh.
He's going to be finally drug out of bounds and going to get it back to about the 35, 36, depending on the spot right here.
Kevin Poinsett with a nice interception there and a return.
Well, you would think that after Kevin Poinsett's play in the early go of that last one that I would just suggest that they not throw to his side of the field.
Probably a good idea.
Well, Kevin Poinsett earned Player of the Game honors that night, and Kevin just wreaked havoc on that half of the field.
Sheen Butler Lawson in motion. He comes out to the wide side, or the near side for you. It's going to be a pass up top to Jalen Andrews.
Jalen Andrews still up and moving. He's going to get forward. Oh, wow.
I thought he was going down, and he didn't go down. I'll tell you something, Matt. When you watch this Tiger offense work, Hollywood Joe Haynes has really synthesized this offense to be ready to go tonight against the Central Bulldogs.
Absolutely. I mean, this is just wow. They demonstrate an ability that we haven't seen in a few years. And boy, it's fantastic to be back here playing strong in district play.
Marion Fiame there with the catch. They're going to move the chains down to the 20-yard line.
All right, checking into the game is going to be Kevin Poinsett as he takes a position at receiver at the top of the screen there. Waynesville, 2 receivers down to the bottom. We've got, is that, I could not see who came in. Oh, all alone in the end zone.
Sheen Butler Lawson with the halfback pass to Kevin Poinsett. And I'm going to tell you something, Matt. That was a nice drawing up of the play right there by Hollywood Haynes.
Well, you could look at that, and we see them integrate a little bit of the same play we saw last week. I listened the last game down at Parkview. They hand off, they run that little halfback pass from Sheen Butler Lawson. He's able to bring that in tonight, just bring it right back. And
that game against Parkview is a real good game to refer to when we're talking about this game with Central.
Well, it's a game that people you can definitely retell for years to come.
A.J. Martin, we got flags all over the field again.
And Mike, I'm starting to delineate a pattern here. That as we go for 2, the ball's going to go to A.J. Martin. There's going to be a hold. We're going to come back and have to do it a second time.
And that's really hard to comprehend.
And Tigers have played a pretty clean game except for the 2-point conversion. So far, we are 3 for 3 on a hold at our 2-point conversions.
That's going to be A.J. Nope, it's going to be Sheen Butler-Lawson with the run.
Sheen
Sheen
gives a little shake at the end.
Yes,
and
he
the
does.
defender just
couldn't interpret what that shake meant, I don't believe.
Well, he's put a little wiggle in his waggle.
So it's at the 8:37 mark here in quarter number 1. Tigers are up 24-0 over the Central Bulldog here. District opening night for the Tigers and for the Bulldogs. Matt, it feels like football weather out here tonight. You know what? They're talking about come Monday we may get a trace of snow.
Oh, I'm not ready for any of that. I feel like I was shorted on my fall.
Well, you may need to go out and see a support group for that.
Well, wouldn't be the first time I've been told that. I could cite many people who have thought the same. All right, so teeing it up to kick off here again. As you said, 8:37, the Waynesville Tigers up easily right now, 24-0. Chase Evans in to kick for the Waynesville Tigers.
Well, I tell you, Coach Haynes, it was a hard week to keep the team focused just because of the first game against it, and the Tigers are going. That's going to be down. It's not going to count, but it's going to be the Tigers' ball. I know he had the Tigers working on a lot of things this week, just to prepare for this. And it's one of those things as you go, you're working on different things without looking forward because you never know.
Right.
That's when you come back. You focus on those I can statements of what you can do tonight to get better, looking into the future, but not looking past tonight.
Well, absolutely. You don't want to take anyone for granted, but I don't think anyone who's watched either of these teams play tonight thought that Central really stood a chance to come here and win. And definitely want to credit Christopher Bancroft was the young man, the Waynesville Tiger, that picked up that. Now, can advance that kick there, but he was the Tiger that got that ball and would have gone to the house.
Well, and Matt, you can advance that kick in the NFL.
Yes, but
something we saw the other day watching.
But this is high school football.
That's
Coach
true.
Rollins.
It is. I'm just, just as someone was confused when they were watching us here on the TTSN Sports Network.
Well, I just wanted to articulate, make sure you knew that as we analyze this game, that this is Misha-sanctioned Class 5 high school football.
That's why I explained it that way.
All right, Tigers come out 3 backs in the set. I believe that is Sheen Butler-Lawson on the near side, Evander Bradford, and I guess
nice job of keeping a hold of the ball right there.
Well, Michael Lewis still on his feet running. He's going to have the first down. He's going to be pushed back here, but forward progress should give him the first down.
Don't believe that was Michael Lewis. It was Ian Williams on the
Ian
carry.
Williams. So a little wrinkle,
and Ian's he's gonna get 10 yards, pick up the first down. I'm not for sure, but I believe that's probably Ian's longest run of the year.
Well,
you break down the data on Ian Williams. That's what you're probably going to come up with.
I wouldn't swear to it because I know he had a couple carries in the Parkview game, and he had about a 46-yard touchdown that was called back on a penalty here against Central. And I can't remember if he broke off another long one in that one. But I definitely could not identify Ian out there in the middle of that huddle.
As we've got a Central Bulldog down on the field. When you evaluate the data on Ian Williams, You know, you've got to take that rush back that didn't count, because the data is only going to show what Ian actually got credit for.
Well, and that's definitely true. All right, so I didn't see how that. I didn't see over there, and definitely don't want to speculate. It looks like the trainers are out there with him going over it. I mean, I can't even describe what led to it. So
no, and we don't want to infer anything that occurred out on the field.
all right, looks like they've got the player up walking off, so that's definitely good to see. All right, so the Tiger offense comes to the line. Michael Lewis in the backfield, one running back in the set. 4 receivers. He gets one-on-one.
It's going to be Jalen. It's going to Michael Lewis just overthrows Jalen Andrews there.
But, boy, you could see that play develop, and he had one-on-one coverage with Jalen up there to that side of the field, and I'll take Jalen one-on-one against anybody in the Ozark Conference.
So 3 wide to the bottom of your screen.
A.J. Martin comes in motion. Handoff goes up the middle. Sheen Butler-Lawson on his feet, and it's going to be in for another Tiger touchdown.
So that makes the score 30-0 here at the 7:23 mark. The easiest way to summarize what we've seen so far, Matt, is the Tigers have scored a lot.
That is definitely one way to say that. Now, if I were making a prediction right here based on experience, there's going to be a hold on this 2-point conversion.
And 2 flags down.
And A.J. Martin's going to get the ball.
Well.
Still on his feet.
And that's going to be Michael Lewis walking in for the 2-point conversion, and there is no flags down.
Wow. And that's what we want to see.
So 32-0 here. The Tigers will be kicking off to the Central Bulldogs. Still not to the halfway point here in quarter number 1.
Well, Mike, and I know we both spoke with Hollywood Haynes today and talking about different things, and we did find out that a couple different rules in district play when it comes to being up and the running of the clock, that the clock cannot run until the second half, assuming the Waynesville Tigers are up by 35 at that point. Clock only stops for timeouts, injuries, things of that nature, and that quarters, I know here in the first game, quarters were shortened for the third and fourth quarter, but in district play, quarters cannot be shortened.
Right. That's a Mission District rule.
And I'm just paraphrasing what Coach Haynes told me.
That kick's going to be a little bit deeper there by the Tigers.
Oh, still on his feet.
That ball's loose, 35. Matt, and the Tigers are going to fall on it.
Boy, that is just heartbreak for Central right
there. It's a nice run back up to the point where he lost the ball.
Comes up strong, gets a little block in there, up across the 35-yard line, still on his feet, gets popped, drops the ball, and a Waynesville Tiger there to jump on it.
You know, from my point of view, it appeared that he had picked up probably 20 yards on the return before he lost the ball. So the Tigers will take over on offense here with the ball on the 46-yard line.
Well, the Tigers have definitely come out and set the tone early for this game. All right, A.J. Martin comes in motion, but the handoff's going to go right up the middle. I believe that's Sheen.
No, I believe that's Bradford.
Is that Bradford? It is Evander Bradford. Evander's going to be real close to that first down.
It looks like they're going to spot him just a little bit short.
All right, Michael Lewis brings the team to the line. Tigers have 2 wide outs split out to the top, 1 to the bottom. This time, handoff going to go up the middle once more. Going to have the first down easily as we spill forward and pick up about 6 on the play.
Looks, I was going to say that was Bradford to get on the carry for the Tigers. You know, Matt, it looks to me like the central idea for the Tigers right now is just going to be running the ball up the middle, trying to keep that clock moving.
Well, it's hard to develop much of an argument against that right now. As Coach, we're up 32, and we are just now at the halfway point of the first quarter.
That's going to be, is that Bradford again?
I believe it is.
And he's still on his feet.
Still on his feet. And, boy, I absolutely love that about Evander Bradford. And we're talking about a young man.
We're talking about a freshman, yes.
Just a freshman. But when you look at the style of runner that Evander is, and he's got a class right next to mine. The other day I was complimenting him on that. Is me and him were just kind of visiting. Is that he runs through contact. He's a running back that you have to wrap up because he's not going down when you just touch him.
And that's going to be.
I did not see who it was.
That's going to be Joshua Ash on the run for the Tigers. He's going to pick up the first down, take the ball inside the 20.
Joshua Ash, the first time I think we've called his name tonight, but a name that we have called a lot this year.
Sheen Butler lost it in the backfield. He's going to get the handoff. Sheen's going to be brought down for a loss as 4 Central Bulldogs end up in the backfield of the Waynesville Tigers.
Yeah, it got to be a little miscommunication there or something because there were 4 Bulldogs that came piling through right there. Got to wonder if there wasn't some kind of missed connections right there on that play.
Well, there was definitely evidence of some missed connections right there on the play.
All right, 3 backs in the set, 2 wide outs.
2nd and 20.
Lewis drops back, throwing it up for
almost
Jalen right there.
Intercepted there by the Central Bulldogs.
And
I'm with you, Matt. From our point of view up here, it's very hard to.
I believe that's Tashawn McShane is the D-back on this near side, but I would not testify in court under oath to it.
3rd and 20, 4:20 left here in quarter number 1. Lewis back to pass. He's going to roll out here to the right, let it fly. He's got a wide open receiver. It's
just over the head of A.J. Martin right there.
And that's going to make it 4th and 20 for the Tigers. So the Tigers are – it's an interesting situation right here, Matt, because the ball's on the 25-yard line. You're not going to punt. And, the Tigers are going to bring the offense back on the field.
Well, I think that's what you've got to do right there. When you look at the situation, you're not going to punt. Michael Lewis looks like he's going to keep it.
Yeah, he's going to run. There's a lot of green in front of him, and he's going to take it into the end zone on 4th and 20, and that's going to put the Tigers up 38-0 here, exactly at the 4-minute mark remaining here in the first quarter.
All right, Tigers, is that Chase, I believe, looks like we're going to line up and kick the extra point now.
Can't tell who's kicking out there, can you?
I believe that's Chase Evans.
Kicks up, and it's going to be good. That's going to make our score 39-0 here at the 4-minute mark. You know what, Matt? It was really nice. Director of Mission Activities for the Waynesville School District, Corey Ace, come through, and we had a chance to talk with Corey a little bit about the goings-on in the conference and stuff. Corey today did a fabulous job over at Freedom Elementary presenting The Leader in Me. Heard about that from Taylor as I got home tonight. Said she really enjoyed it. And,
well, I heard it definitely brightened the mood.
Well, that's what Corey Ace does. So the Tigers will be kicking off. You know, we talked about talking with Corey, something I don't know if the folks at home have heard yet or not, but next year the Central Football Bulldogs will not be competing in the Ozark Conference. They're going to go independent. The Bolivar Liberators in football only are going to join the Ozark Conference. So that's going to be a change for the conference. Bolivar not joining in any other sports. Central staying in the Ozark Conference in all the other sports.
And Bolivar, one of those teams that's been independent, I think has been looking to get into the Ozark Conference for a while. I know a few years ago, I believe they had applied. So that kick's going to go deep, be fielded right about the 12-yard line, still on his feet across the 20, and going to be stopped right at the 25-yard line. So the Central offense is going to have the ball and go to work right there.
And, Matt, we haven't asked, but let's ask our folks out there watching on Facebook. If you're watching from somewhere outside the great state of Missouri, you want to let us know. We've got our maps up here. If we haven't put a pin in a state or a country that you're watching in, well, Matt, they're back here, and you've got pins, and we can go to town back here.
I do. We definitely need Northeast. We definitely need pretty much the North across the map. We've got a few New England pins in there, New York pin, but we definitely have some states. So, yeah, if you're watching from somewhere else, give us a shout-out. Let us know where you're watching from. I'd love to it looks like I can go mobile tonight with the pin cam.
I want to see you go mobile with the pin cam. That's what I'm wanting to see.
Well, I just hope I don't break this mobile pin cam, because I believe the incomparable Tim Wallace maybe trusts me more than he should with a mobile pin cam.
We got Savannah, Georgia, Live Oak, Florida, Matt.
Yeah, we've got Georgia and Florida. Now we're happy they're tuned in with them.
Very happy they're tuned in.
And they're probably real happy that they're not out here in the cold. I'm real happy I'm not out in the cold tonight.
Central runs it back up the middle, and they're going to be stopped and thrown to the ground by the Tigers. Houston, Texas, Matt.
Houston, Texas checks in. I think we have a pin back in Houston, if I'm not mistaken. All right, Central drops back to pass. They're going to let it go down the right-hand side of the field.
Almost caught and almost intercepted. But the ball hits the ground, and Central is going to bring up 4th and 12 for the Central Bulldogs.
Fort Lee, Virginia, checking back in with us tonight. Fort Lee, I think we've had someone check in from Fort Lee every single game this season. That's pretty awesome.
So the Central Bulldogs are going to line up in punt formation.
Joshua Ash is back deep, and I cannot see who that is.
Daniel McCullough.
It may
snaps
be
over the punter's head, and he's going to be brought down inside the 10. So the Tigers are going to take over on about the 6-yard line of the Central Bulldogs.
Phoenix, Arizona checking back in. I think Phoenix has been with us all season long.
Here we go. We got Iowa, Colorado. I love it. Our folks at home are throwing out states all over this great United States.
Well, in Coach Rawlings, I'm excited. We do not have the great state of Colorado pinned.
Yes.
Let's go to Boulder. Let's get this two-point conversion first. Oh.
This is just for the touchdown, Matt.
I got excited, Coach.
We're going to go to the map here. So you got a lot of wires.
I do got a lot of wires. Now, if I start to break something, I'm going to need you to stop me from breaking anything.
We don't want the. We're going to the map.
All right.
The Tigers line up. It's going to be a pitch back to Sheen Butler Lawson, and Sheen's going to take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Did you get the pin in, Matt?
I got the pin in.
There we go. We were up on the corner.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 3-yard touchdown run for Sheen Butler Lawson. The Tigers go up 45-0.
Holloman Air Force Base checking in with us. Another one. In New Mexico, I think we've had almost every game this season.
Ball's back, snaps down, kicks up, and it's going to be good. And the Tigers extend the lead to 46-0 here. 2:06 remaining in the first quarter. Matt just looking down Birmingham, Alabama, checking in. New Mexico, another Alabama. Seeing different people check in from all over the country. I want to send a big shout out to Colonel and Mrs. Lanier. They're watching us tonight. And we got viewers out in West Waynesville checking in with us.
Oh.
Well, I tell you, that is the western extreme of Waynesville checking in with us.
It is, and that's a former TTSN fan of the year, Colin Long. I know he's got a trophy on his mantle.
He's looking at it. I guarantee he's not sitting out in the cold watching this game.
Ball fielded at the 10, across the 20, 25, still on his feet and going to spill forward across the 30. So Central's going to set up 1st and 10, go to work right there. All right, so 1st and 10, Coach Rawlings, we still have 2 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. Waynesville Tigers on top, 46-0.
Central with the ball.
Central, a little shift here. It's a little different formation than we've seen them put up tonight, but it's not going to work as they're going to be dropped for about a 5-yard loss.
That's going to be Ian Williams on that tackle. And I believe we've got a Central Bulldog. It's going to be down on that play as you see the trainers for Central coming out onto the field.
And that's definitely not the type of interaction that we want to see is trainers and players.
No. Waynesville's own trainer Nikki, looking on to see if she can be of assistance.
All right, players still down here on the field. I thought they were going to get him up there, and all right, they've got him up, but it looks like they're definitely going to have to help him off the field there, and you hate to see that.
So it's going to be 2nd and 15 when we get things started up again. 1:47 left here in quarter number 1.
Yeah, about a 5-yard loss there on that play on the carry on first down. All right, so we're going to be back to action. Central, full house backfield, drops back. They're going to pass. Pressure on the quarterback.
And it's going to be intercepted.
Tigers have it. They're going to be shoved out of bounds about the 30-yard line. That's going to be Leroy Lane with the interception.
Leroy Lane with that interception. I was looking to see what the number was across there. So the Tigers will take over on offense at their Bulldog 29-yard line.
Well, Leroy, really nice job right there to jump that route, grab it off. And that's unfortunately been the theme most of the night here for the Central Bulldogs. All right, so the Tiger offense has it just inside the 30-yard line, and we're going to have I believe we're going to have movement on the Tigers.
Yes.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
That left-hand side of the line right there looked like they might have gotten off just a bit early. So that'll back the Tigers up 5. It'll be 1st and 15. Ball now sits about the 34-yard line, and we've still got about a minute and a half here to play. And we're going to have a timeout, Waynesville.
Yeah, we are going to have a timeout. Coach Haynes is going to get a timeout right here, and I'm going to say after that little breakdown, he's going to use some figurative language with the Tigers out there.
Well, when you look at it, I think he really wants to look at the structure, make sure everybody's in the place that they're supposed to be in.
You see the Central Bulldogs over there talking a little football, probably some cognitive language going on over on the other side, I would think.
Well, I definitely think that they need to talk about the details.
Tigers 1st and 15. There's a little shovel pass by Michael Lewis.
And nice pursuit down the line right there by the Central Bulldogs. It's going to be Joshua Ash with the carry, but Central, nice job right there pursuing straight down the line of scrimmage, able to get Joshua before it looks like Joshua picks up, maybe a yard on that carry.
They're going to, they're just going to say he just got across the line of scrimmage.
Handoff this time, that's Evander Bradford, I believe, and as you see right there, he just doesn't go down. You're not going to grab him, and he's not going to just fall to you.
Third down and 13 now for the Tigers as we're almost to the end of the first quarter.
Little pass out into the flat right there. Still on his feet and moving. Wow. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Marion Fiame there with the reception and nice run after the catch to put the ball back in the end zone for the Tigers.
Mr. Fiame ran a long way right there. When you look at where he caught that, and yes, he picked up the 30 yards or whatever it was, but he did some movement across the field as well.
Yeah, he ran a lot further than the 25 yards that we had. He's going to get credit for it. And the extra point is up, and it's going to be good, and that brings our score to 53-0. Here with 14 seconds to go in the first quarter in favor of the Waynesville Tigers.
Well, you definitely looks like it, and you never know, Coach Rollins. You've got that week off because we're just a 4-team district. You never know. Are the guys going to come out a little flat after a week off, knowing that you're playing an opponent that's probably not going to force you to play your best game? But the Waynesville Tigers came out like they were ready tonight. Like they had spent 2 weeks ready to just play some football.
Well, I was going to say you've played 2 weeks at toward the end of your season, where you've got to do nothing but hit other Tigers. You're ready to go out and you're ready to play someone else. Tigers will be kicking off here.
That's going to be Chase. Kicks it. High kick, going to fall right about the 25-yard line.
No Bulldog going for the ball.
And the Waynesville Tigers are on it.
Wow. And so the Tigers will take over again. The up back for Central came forward to block, and the player behind him deep did not come up to get the ball, and the ball just bounced and laid there on the turf. So the Tigers will come back out on offense.
And unfortunately, that miscommunication is almost a metaphor for everything we've seen so far in this game from Central. Michael Lewis, a little swing pass out in the flats. That ball's going to be incomplete.
Yep. For Jared Hyatt over there?
I think that's who the intended target was right there, and incomplete pass is going to stop the clock. So we're still going to have at least one more play here in the first quarter with Waynesville on top. Wow, 53-0 here in the first quarter, Mike. Michael Lewis in the shotgun set. Rolls out to his right. Now looks back across the middle of the field.
He's going to overthrow his intended receiver there.
I could not tell if that's A.J. Martin or is that.
Well, I'm not sure. He had 2 receivers in the area, so I'm not really sure which one he was throwing to. We got 1 second left here in the first quarter.
Well, it's going to be one more play, and then Central's going to get to close the stanza here on the first quarter. Swing pass into the flats out here. Beats
Sheen
one.
Butler-Lawson.
Beats two. Beats
and
three.
Sheen Butler-Lawson's going to take it.
Touchdown.
He's going to take it to the house, and the Tigers are going to put another 6 on the board here before the end of the first quarter.
Well, and I thought that would be the last play with 1 second, but we're gonna kick an extra point, Mike. There's going to be another play here in the first quarter. I guess it was too early for me to be drawing any conclusions about the first quarter ending. Ball's down, the kick's up, and it's good. Chase drills it through, so that's going to make it 60-0 here as we finally close the first quarter.
We finally get through the first quarter. You know what that means it's time for, Matt?
A TTSN Sports Update.
It's time for a TTSN Sports Update. This TTSN Sports Update brought to you by the TigerTV Facebook page. TigerTV Facebook. For all the news, it is news right here in Tigertown. Matt, do you know who likes the TigerTV Facebook page?
I'm going to say the Missouri State High School Athletics Association.
That's a lot of people. And they do. They love the Tiger TV Facebook page because when they want to know what's going on in Waynesville, it's where they go. But you know who loves the Tiger TV Facebook page? It's Brian O'Barr, who tomorrow will be running at the state cross-country meet under the direction of head cross-country coach Nicole Jarman. And we want to wish Brian all the best luck in the world. We'd love to see him come back with an all-state medal from state competition this year for the first time in Columbia, Missouri. Matt, while we've got this time, we need to read us a Misha public service announcement. That's why you thought they liked the Tiger
That's
TV
why I thought
Facebook
they did.
page. Now I understand. Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscious effort, you will be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message was brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and Tiger TV Sports.
All right, as the kickoff's fielded at the 25, Central brings it out across the 30 and looks like going to be taken down right about the 35-yard line. So the Central Bulldogs will get the second quarter going, take over right there. Mike, would not surprise me if here before long we start to see a shift in personnel, probably start to see some of the JV and the freshmen working their way into the game here. My guess would be before the night's over, but it puts Coach Haynes in a tough spot right here because your guys haven't played for 2 weeks, and you want to keep them fresh for next week, but right now we're 12 minutes into this game,
and that's exactly that is exactly right. It is tough. We've both. On the basketball side of it, we've both coached games where we've been on both ends of this.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's tough in any sport.
All right, Central drops back to pass. They put it up into the air, and it's intercepted by the Waynesville Tigers. Oh! Wow. Tiger came down with it. The Central receiver locked up with him on the ground, and the Central receiver pulls the ball away, and they're going to say that's a complete pass for the Central Bulldogs.
Well, you know, at this point, that's a big positive for Central.
All right, pass popped up in the air. Going to fall incomplete.
He's going to fall incomplete. Tigers are the #1 seed out there in District 5 here. District 5, Class 5 here in the state of Missouri.
Yeah.
But it is District number 5 also.
District 5, which I believe that means whoever wins this district will hold the sectional game, correct?
That's our understanding. That's going to be a halfback pass that's intercepted by, is that Daniel McCullough?
I believe it is.
It is Daniel
Number
McCullough.
84, Daniel McCullough picks that off, brings it back out. Where are they going to spot that, Coach? Right about 42.
Yep, they're going to put it on the 42.
And I know some of our viewers weren't with us earlier when we went over this. A little bit different rules here in district play. Once you reach district play in the state, running clock, once a team is up by 35 points, running clock cannot activate until the third quarter.
And the quarters have to be 12 minutes.
And the quarters have to be 12 minutes. They cannot be shortened, as sometimes the coaches kind of making an informal agreement to do. So that if you wonder why the clock is not running, that is, now that we are in district play, the rules changed a little bit. So that ball's going to be carried out, cross, picking up about 10 and a half, 11 yards on first down right there.
Believe that was Joseph Linkus on the carry.
And I
As we
think
have started to see some different faces on the field for the Tigers.
and you understand it.
Right,
I mean,
totally
your
understand
offense
it.
scored 60 points in the first quarter, but I think you gotta feel for some of those first team guys because they've had 2 weeks off. They want to get out there and play. They want to make sure they're sharp and get their reps. But
Mason Wright on the carry.
Mason, just a freshman. I've been able to get up here to watch a few of the freshman games, and number 41, Mason Wright, it has done an outstanding job for that freshman team this year. I believe new quarterback in there. I believe that's L.J. Beam in at quarterback for the Tigers. And we're going to have a timeout. I think sometimes in this is what you run into, a shift in personnel. You're running new players in and out, and sometimes you don't quite have everybody in the right spot.
Well, and Coach Haynes is going to get some illustrations out there to show these guys this is what we're doing. And, you know, Matt, you talk about things being tough for Coach Haynes, and it's tough on the Bulldogs and the Tigers when we get to this point. The one thing you got to understand, you're putting younger kids into the game. They want to compete, and they're not going. You know, it's not a situation to where you're going to, you're not going to back off with those younger kids. You're still going to hit hard. You're still going to play hard. And,
well, absolutely. And I mean, you look at some of these second team guys and some of these freshmen that. I think it's absolutely fantastic. You get a freshman player coming up that's going to get some meaningful minutes in a district game. How much does this reward your program down the line?
Exactly.
But I get what you're saying. You can't tell those kids that have worked hard to get a chance to play here, hey, don't score a touchdown. These players.
We've got offsides motion. They're going to call motion on the Tigers.
I think it's the left end over here for Waynesville got off just a little bit early. But it's an analogy that we've seen played out in basketball, in many sports that we do here on TTSN. When you get a chance to get those young players time in a varsity contest, it's experience that's going to play out down the line.
And those kids are hungry. Those kids want to get out. They want to get out and perform. They've earned the right to be here. That's going to be Joseph Linkus again on the carry. Joseph's got all kinds of real estate over on that right side.
Joey looking to take it to the house.
He's going to take it to the house.
Wow.
That's going to be a
45-yard run right there for Joey Linkus. 2nd and 9, 45 yards to the house. And that's the perfect example right there. Joey, not one of the three running backs that we've called a lot here, but Joey gets a chance. He's going.
That's going to make our score 66 to nothing here at the 9:04 mark in quarter number 2. Chase Evans on for the extra point.
Ball's down, kicks up, and it's good. No, I'm sorry. They're going to say that's wide left.
Yeah, they are. I thought that was good from our vantage point, too.
Wow. All right, so that's going to make it 66 to nothing. 9:04 left to play here in the first quarter. I'm sorry, second quarter.
Second quarter.
Let's not go back.
Whoa.
Let's not go back.
Whoa. Slow it down.
All right, Chase Evans with the kick. It bounces at the 20, and the Central Bulldogs get back on top of that just in time, as there was a whole host of hungry Tigers barreling down on the 20-yard line.
All right, so the Central Bulldogs will take over here.
All right, Bulldogs come to line, 2 running backs in the set, 2 wide outs, 1 to the top, 1 to the bottom of the screen. Little quick pass right there, tipped up, going to fall incomplete, so that's going to make it 2nd and 10. Ball stays at the 20.
Matt, while we've got a second, TTSN Sports Ticker, we've got a score coming across. Glendale over Parkview, 28-0 with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. So it looks like the Glendale Falcons will be making the trip up I-44 next Friday night to take on the Waynesville Tigers.
A little pass out into the flats right there, but wrapped up immediately and dropped. Great open field tackle, Coach. I cannot see all the way across there to see who that was, but what a nice job. Going to drop him for a loss of 5. And I believe, if I look at my notes here, I believe that's going to be number 22, Tristan Martin, with the tackle on that far side. Quarterback rolls out. He's looking for space down the field. He's going to keep it now and gets back. The original line of scrimmage is going to knock forward and pick up about 3 more, so a gain of about 8. But, wow, those last 3 were hard yards there, Coach Rawlings. Yeah, he got hit pretty good.
That's going to bring up 4th down. It'll be 4th and about 7 for the Central Bulldogs. Looks like the punt team is going to be in for Central.
Wow, he got hit hard.
And, Matt, here we go back to, we're talking about our younger kids, getting in the game and everything. Central's playing right now. They got 2 kids hurt, so they're playing with 16 kids. That means they're going both ways, and you've got to feel for those guys. They're still out there. They're still out there playing hard, but as you go, the majority of that team's going both ways tonight.
All right, punt takes a Central roll right there, and it's going to get down to about the 40-yard line. So it looks like they spotted up at the 39, so the offense is going to go back to work there. I believe that is LJ Beam.
It's LJ. Can't see who's behind him.
I think that's Joey Linkus in there behind him. Handoff goes to him.
It is Joey.
It is Joey, and he's going to
He's still going.
Still on his feet.
He'll pick up about 9 yards on that run.
Boy, Joey hits that line hard when he goes through there. You saw somebody tried to wrap him up, and Joey, I think, may have just left feet imprints in his face. So that'll make it 2nd and 1. This time LJ's going to a little quick pass to the outside. Going to have the 1st down and still on his feet.
Still going.
Coach, I cannot see who that was over there.
It's going to be 85. Is that James Turner?
James Turner with the completion. He's going to
Tigers pick up a 1st down, take it down to the 36-yard line.
Tigers bunch 3 receivers on the near side, 1 up to the top. Handoff's going to go to Linkus. Linkus looking for room over that left side. He's going to go forward and take it down to about the 31-yard line.
And he's going to pick up 5 on that run. just under the halfway mark here in the second quarter.
All right, LJ. A little quick pass right here on the near sideline. Still on his feet. Moving forward before he's thrown out of bounds. That's going to be number 86.
Terrio Gonzalez. Third and 2 for the Tigers.
All right, this time looks like it's a keeper. LJ Beam taking it into the middle. Looks like LJ's going to have the first down.
Yeah, he's going to get all the way down to the 25-yard line. You're right, Matt. It's going to move the chains.
And I think this is probably kind of what we can expect to see. Either a little short pass or keeping the ball on the ground, kind of keep this clock moving a little bit. So there's still just over 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. High snap. LJ gets his hand on it, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield. LJ's going to be dropped. About a 3.5 yard loss right there. So I'm going to say that's going to make it about second or.
Man, I don't believe that's LJ. I believe that's Isaiah Smith then at quarterback for.
Okay, we've had another change then. So Isaiah Smith in the shotgun set. I believe that's Joey Linkus beside him. Isaiah, wow, pressure up the middle. 4 Central Bulldogs all over him as soon as that ball was snapped right there. So that's going to be a big loss right there.
It looks like it's going to be third and about 23 for the Tigers.
All right, pitch back. I believe that's Linkus.
He's going to pick up a couple. The punt team's going to come on the field for the Waynesville Tigers. That's Eric Richardson going back to punt, I believe.
I believe you're right. Eric boots it from the 45. Ball's going to hit check up at the 15, take a little Waynesville roll. Looks like the Tigers going to touch it at the 10.
So that's where the Central Bulldogs will take over here with 2:38 left in quarter number 2. Tigers up 66-0 here in the first round of district action.
All right, so Central first and 10, ball at the 10, 2:38 left to play here in the first half. Got 3 receivers wide, 1 comes in motion, handoff goes.
That ball is on the ground.
And Waynesville jumps on it, so the Waynesville
Tigers, another turnover, are going to take over on offense at about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, looks like just inside the 5 right there, so the Tiger offense right back onto the field.
See Coach Haynes down there working on his rhetoric with the offense.
Well, and it gives a chance, like we said, is most of the players on the field right now are not names that we've called much this season. We've got a lot of new players in with a lead this big, and so I'm sure Coach Haynes just wants to go over a few things, talk about what position you've been in and what your job is out there, because some of these guys may have been out here at times this year, but you've probably got a mixed personnel package, so probably just wanting to line up, make sure everybody's real clear about the assignments and who's doing what. And all right. So as I look across there, I believe that's Isaiah Smith still in at quarterback here. I believe that's Linkus now. I cannot see who that is in the fullback position there. Handoff goes up the middle, and it's going to be a touchdown.
That's going to be 41 right there, Matt. That's going to be Mason Wright with the touchdown. So touchdown Tigers as they extend their lead to 72-0. Matt, I was up in the northern parts of Missouri during the first Waynesville-Springfield Central game and watched a little bit of the first half.
Chase Evans, I believe, is in to kick. This one's up. That one's good.
And I believe, well, to use a simile, I believe this is very much like the first half of that first game.
Yeah, I believe that is. As long as now I teach social studies. I don't teach grammar and language, but I believe
can tell.
if you make a comparison using like or as, I believe that makes it a simile.
Words in a row with the same initial.
Well, starting with the same letter. Now you're confused.
What would that be called?
Alliteration.
There you go. I knew those were very close.
No, I believe you're confusing metaphors and similes are somewhat alike. Alliteration is very different. Maybe I know a little bit more about language than I think I do. All right, so the Tigers here to kick it off. I believe that's Chase Evans.
2:24 remaining here in quarter number 2.
Second quarter action. Waynesville Tigers, if you've joined us late, it's been a lot of scoring.
Been a lot of scoring on the Tiger side.
That ball's going to be fielded right at the 20. Makes the first man miss, but a whole herd of Tigers right there as he crosses the 25.
Wouldn't that be a pride?
Pride of Tigers. Tiger pride. Makes sense.
I'm out of words.
Well, I'm trying to think of obscure language, like race car, like palindrome. We could use palindrome maybe. All right, Central full back house set. Drops back, passes out. Pass going to be complete right there. Going to go forward and pick up about 6 on the play.
Matt, we hope all the kids at home had a good day today. They were out of school today. We were here professionally developing and hope they enjoyed their day off. Big news. We want to get out to everybody that's listening there. There will be no school at Waynesville on Monday.
Absolutely. Veterans Day, I know that we have a lot of current and former military that tune in to watch these games with us. Want to tip our hats and say thank you to the veterans. I mean, what obviously means a lot everywhere, but especially in our community.
Right. It was really really nice today to watch the veterans on the teaching staff here at Waynesville High School get recognized as we came back from our lunch break, and we want to send a big shout out and thank you to those men and women that served before becoming teachers.
Absolutely. All right, so that is going to make it 2nd and 11, I believe, there. So they back it up about a half yard, not much there.
Big shout out to Dr. Tracy Severns coming in and speaking to us today, this morning, all the way from New Jersey. Hopefully she's joining us via the Facebook.
Oh, almost a fantastic catch right there for the Central Bulldogs. Not able to come to the ground with it. Yeah, Coach Rawlings, but I did notice some. Dr. Severns, absolutely fantastic job. But I did notice that New Jersey accent. She didn't talk like us.
No, she's from out east. She's talking about being home tonight, and I really think we did her a disservice by not letting her know she could tune in on the Tiger Facebook page and watch a little Tiger football. She left with enough gear she could support the Tigers here.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The nice little gift basket for her. She should be. Well, maybe we can get her for the next broadcast.
Well, you know what? Something to look forward to is that third headset where somebody can come by and talk. We can get her on the air if we get her back here to Waynesville.
All right, so going to be 3rd and 6 here. So it looks like the Tiger Pride Marching Band across the way under the direction of Jim Stockman. Jared Sabatasso seems to be getting ready for halftime festivities.
I think they've been warming up, getting ready for this.
Quarterback going to launch it down the middle of the field, but he's going to put it over the top of everybody, and that ball's going to fall incomplete.
24 seconds left here in the first half. And we're going to get a timeout by the Central Bulldogs here as they're going to be using their second. Nope, that's going to be their final timeout.
I was going to say, I think that is their third.
Their final timeout here of the first half. It's going to be 4th and 6.
Coach, it's kind of hard to feel our normal flow for the game here.
This is different for me. You've done this before.
In the last game was similar. It wasn't quite this rough, and it's kind of hard to have our normal flow and excitement for football.
Well, we are exciting them. We are very excited. We're moving on. I feel for the Central Bulldogs too.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel for the kids out there, and I feel for everything. They're out there, it's just a bad situation, all around right now. And
Tiger defense escapes the first one, and he's not going to get through that third guy as the whole pride of Tigers wraps him up, drops him for a loss there on 4th down. But I get exactly what you're saying, and I think everybody here feels the same way. And you got to tip your hat to those Central players because this is when it gets tough. When you're down 73-0, you're rolling into the first half down 73, and they're still out there fighting. They're still out there blocking. They're still out there doing everything that they can do. And you got to tip your hat to them.
As the Tigers I'm going to guess the Tigers are going to run one play here, and we're going to go to halftime.
So it looks like a little personnel change over there on the side of the Central Bulldogs.
And we're going to get a delay game penalty as the 40-second clock runs out. That'll move the Tigers back 5. So the Tigers will come out. 2 backs in the backfield. I believe that's. I'm not sure who's David Vernon in at quarterback, and he's going to kneel down. That's going to bring us to halftime. That'll run the clock down to halftime. The Tigers leading the Central Bulldogs 73-0. And folks, we hope you sit back here at halftime and enjoy the performance of the Waynesville Tiger Marching Band, as we're going to take a break along with our student workers and the incomparable Tim Wallace. We're going to take a halftime break before we come back after halftime. And we will see you all in about 20 minutes.
Please direct your attention to the Waynesville Tiger Pride Marching Band. Tonight they will be presenting their 2019 show, The Sun, the Moon, and the Stars. This show captures the majesty and history of our celestial bodies, mixing original compositions with well-known classical themes by Grieg, Beethoven, and Debussy. Drum majors this year are Zachary Gorenflow and Jonathan Motherwell. Drum majors, is your band ready? You may take the field for your halftime performance.
All right, welcome back to Waynesville Tiger District 5 football action here as the Tigers are ahead of the Springfield Central Bulldogs 73-0. Matt, very, very difficult first half for the Central Bulldogs.
Yeah, and kind of what we expected coming in. Central has had a very tough year, and we thought that this would be one-sided. I don't know that I thought it would be quite this one-sided for the first half. If you had told me the final score was going to be 60-something, 70-something to nothing at the end of the game, I'd have thought that had been about right. I definitely, looking at some of the JV and freshman players, seeing a lot of time in that first half, I wouldn't have thought we'd have been up this big. And you look down there, you see those Central players huddled up around their coach. Like I said, I've got to tip my hat because how many kids at this point slump the shoulders and kind of just give it up? And those Central guys are out there fighting every play, and I tip my hat to them.
And that's exactly right. You see the officials out at the middle of the field. We're getting ready to get started here. The score of any athletic contest is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you learn, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message was brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activity Association and TigerTV Sports.
When Mike, I cracked the window just to kind of get a feel. Of course, we had a couple visitors up here at halftime in the TTSN Sports Suite, but I always love getting hugs from former students that stop by to see us and to come up here, but they were some cold hugs. I cracked the window to get a feel for that temperature. And, Coach Rollins, I don't know exactly how cold it is outside, but I am real glad that the TTSN Sports Suite is heated.
Well, it doesn't get any better than the TTSN Sports Suite right here. Tim, do we have a list of workers for tonight?
All right, so your Waynesville Tigers going to tee it off. I believe that's Chase Evans still in there kicking for the Waynesville Tigers. He'll kick from the 40 for Waynesville.
And, folks, you will notice when we get started here in third quarter action, the clock will be running. It'll only stop during timeouts, injuries, end of the quarter, as the mercy rule will be in effect.
Oh, is there anything the mayor doesn't do for you, Mike? Is it? I wonder how cold it is outside. Mayor Luge Hardman checks in to let us know it's officially 31 degrees.
See, my vision of this, Matt, is that Luge went over, opened the door, stuck her finger out, and said, "Feels about like 31 degrees."
No,
I think I'm
no.
let them know that.
She taught here at Waynesville High School. She knows the importance of accuracy. Don't
good
say
data. That's good data right there.
Do not sell Mayor Hardman short. All right, so
Hold it, stop. Before we go a little bit further, I want to send out a belated happy birthday to Mayor Hardman. She had a birthday this past week.
She turned 39?
39 once again for Luge.
All right, pass is going to be complete, and it looks like that's going to be enough for a first down right there for the Central Bulldogs. All right, so 1st and 10. Central's kind of the same formation we've seen all night, a little triangle of running backs around the quarterback in the shotgun set. Handoff goes to the tailback. He's going to be met just across the line of scrimmage. He's going to go forward and pick up about 2. Boy, I think we should trade weather with North Florida as we're getting weather check-ins now on the TTSN Sports line. North Florida, 59 light showers. Coach Rawlings, that doesn't sound bad.
No. Don't really want the rain, but.
But 59. I'm not a mathematician, but that seems like that's awful close to double 31.
Awful close. Well, it depends on how you round it. We
What?
learned about that today in PE.
Yeah, we did talk about a little rounding. All right, looks like checking in for the Waynesville Tigers. I believe that's Arturo Gonzalez that checked in right there. Little pass out to the flats. 3 Tigers closing quickly, and they're going to knock him out of bounds. Looks like he maybe gets across the 35-yard line. Not much.
They're going to mark him right back at the line of scrimmage.
So that'll make it 3rd and 10 then here as the clock does continue to roll. As we said as we came on the air here, the clock will run for the 3rd and 4th quarters. Central going to the air. They've got a receiver deep. He gets a hand on it, not able to bring it in. Nice defense on the play right there. Number 20, that's going to be Nick Cooper on the top side. Kind of gets that inside position. The Central receiver not really able to pull that one into his body.
Matt, we're getting weather from all over the Mid-South area.
46 there in Georgia. 30. 39 south of Atlanta. Boy, a lot of places a little warmer than us, Coach Rollins.
You think it's cold now, just wait till Monday.
I don't like talk like that, Coach Rollins. Punt gets away. It's going to take a Central Bulldog roll.
Take a nice roll.
Looks like it's going to roll out right about the 37 now, Coach Rollins. A lot of community activities coming, Veterans Day weekend. I believe that we've got the parade on Monday. Is that correct?
We do. Everybody bundle up and get down there. We're talking snow on Monday for the parade. Boy, you seem excited about that.
No. Now I've got several children that live in my house that are real excited about going to the parade. I'm going to have to pull out the heavy jacket.
And then even colder Tuesday morning. Winter is upon us. We'll be feeling Christmas in the air.
WHS alumnus Miss Victoria Hooker telling us it's 30 there in Fulton, Missouri.
Well, it's further north, toward the North Pole. So it gets colder. You get closer toward that North Pole.
Okay, it's north, but Fulton's not that far north of us.
Well, it's probably 1 degree north of us. You make it sound like Victoria checked in and said it was like 10 up there in Fulton.
Oh, got checking in here. Someone that knows what I like to do when the temperature gets cold. Former Waynesville coach Wesley Rush checking in with us tonight.
That's going to be a rush up the middle a rush for a rush. That's going to be a rush up the middle for a first down there for the Tigers. That's going to be 21 on that run. Joseph Linkus again. 35 over there in Virginia. Colonel Lanier checking in.
All right, handoff this time. Run goes across the line, still on his feet.
Still on his feet.
And he's going to take that one to the house. I believe that's going to be Mason, isn't it?
It is going to be Mason Wright with a 50-yard touchdown run here. Wendy Peacock checks in. They're going to go down to watch the Georgia Bulldogs take on the Missouri Tigers tomorrow in Athens.
All right, Chase Evans
It'll
on
be
to
warmer
attempt, on to attempt the extra point. Snaps back, holds down, the kick's up, and it is good.
Checked in with the TigerTV meteorology department. They're telling me no, it's going to be warmer there. You know why? Further south.
Now, more than 1 degree south, Coach Raleigh?
Well, yeah, more than 1 degree south. It's not like Athens is not when you put this on a map, and you're the guy with the maps.
We've got the TTSN sports map right here behind us. Why are you making an imaginary map on the window in front of us when we have a perfectly good TTSN sports map sitting behind us.
Fulton is closer than Athens.
Well, this is true.
I don't need a map to tell me that.
All right, with that touchdown extra point, it now stands the score at 80-0 in favor of the Waynesville Tigers.
The running clock just moved under 5 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Chase Evan tees it up for the Waynesville Tigers. Central puts 2 men deep right about the 20-yard line. They've moved forward now across the 25. That one's going to go a little deeper as it falls right at the 19-yard lines where it's fielded. Makes the first man miss, still on his feet across the 25, nearing the 30, still on his feet, and wow, did he get popped. I did not catch the Waynesville Tiger there. That's
Jeremiah Johnson.
Jeremiah Johnson laid the wood right there. So it'll be a 1st and 10 right there for the Central Bulldogs. They'll take over at the 30-yard line.
Central with 5 wide. That ball's almost intercepted there by number 22 of the Tigers, Tristan Martin.
Tristan Martin and also Randy Willett gets up and gets some hands on that ball. So Central very lucky the Tigers don't come away with a interception right there, and a lot of green right in front of the Waynesville Tigers right there. That one probably going back if the Tigers came down with it. Pass across the middle this time, broken up on the play, and that's going to be number 81. That's going to be Willett again.
Matt, talking about the conference next year, score from down in West Plains tonight. The Bolivar Liberators up over the West Plains Zizzers 24-7 as they enter the fourth quarter. Lebanon Yellow Jackets up 43-6 over Jefferson City Helias, all in district action.
Ball going deep. Receiver had a chance at that one, not able to bring it in. Tight coverage right there by the defensive back for Waynesville.
Into the third quarter and up in Lakerland in Camdenton, the Lakers lead Washington 56-7. As it looks like the Lakers and the Yellow Jackets will be moving on.
High snap, punter gets it down, and it's a high short kick right there, and it's going to go out of bounds inside the 40. So Waynesville Tigers going to get it on the short field right there. But you mentioned that Bolivar team, Coach Rawlinson, has been a road warrior team this year, going up from all the way down Mountain Grove, I believe they played early in the season, played up in Kansas City.
Hannibal came to them and played a game.
And you talk about a team that joining the Ozark Conference next year in football only, taking Central's place in the Ozark Conference. Bolivar going to step in and have one heck of a team. We saw how good West Plains has been this year right here on TigerTV. And this is a team that's got West Plains down by 2 touchdowns right now.
2 minutes left in the third quarter down in Springfield as the Glendale Falcons are lead over the Parkview Vikings 56-0. I think it's pretty safe to say Glendale is going to be making a trip up to Waynesville next Friday night for a district championship game.
Boy, I like the sound of that, Coach Rawlings. Waynesville Tigers district championship game. It's just got a great ring to it.
How about district champions?
It's an even better. And then we'll get to go to the sectional game.
And I believe that game might be here.
I believe it is. I think in odd years, the odd district hosts.
That's the way it has been in the past. If there hasn't been a change, I kind of looked the Misha site over and couldn't find anything that wasn't that way. That's going to be a first down run by Mason Wright for the Tigers. That's going to be our last play, I believe, here in the third quarter. So we're going to wrap things up in the third quarter with the Tigers leading the Central Bulldogs 80-0, and you know what that means. It's time for, Matt.
TTSN Sports Update.
It's time for a TTSN Sports Update. This TTSN Sports Update brought to you by the TigerTV Facebook page. TigerTV Facebook for all the news that is news right here in Tigertown. Matt, you know who likes the TigerTV Facebook page?
Ooh, who can I go with here? I'm going to say Central Assistant Football Coach Danny.
He does like the Tiger TV
He
Facebook
joined
page.
us
And he
early
come
in the
by
season.
earlier to see us. He came by earlier in the season. He should have rented him some property up here in Waynesville. He's been up here so much. But that's not who we're talking about. Tell you who likes the Tiger TV Facebook page. It's head boys soccer coach Mike Armstrong. We want to send congratulations out to the Tiger soccer team as last night they did go down in defeat, but they took second place in their district after a tremendous year for the Tiger soccer team. We want to send them congratulations. As they finish up their season last night with bringing home a second-place trophy in the district.
Absolutely. The game, the big win for the Tigers over Sedalia Smith Cotton to qualify double overtime to face the Central Bulldogs in the championship game last night. And
you know what, Matt? Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it is also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values. Your friends at Tiger TV Sports and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition right here in the great state of Missouri.
All right, little pitch to the outside. Going to be drug out of bounds after looks like about a 3 or 4 yard gain.
David Vernon on that carry. David, another freshman quarterback there.
They're going to say he got 2, so that'll make it 3rd and 8 as the clock continues to roll here with sizable lead. Obviously, Waynesville up 80-0 right now.
What number does that it become sizable?
Well, I think we passed that in the first quarter.
Well, I'm not going to argue that. I'm just wondering what number in your world is sizable. That's going to be Mason Wright again on the carry. That's going to be a first down for the Tigers. There's got to be a number that you went, now that's a sizable lead.
Well, and I think it depends on the sport. Obviously, we're doing football.
Let's talk about the sport we're talking about.
Well, I know, but a sizable lead in basketball is going to be different than a sizable lead in football. So
golf,
I just want to make sure.
A sizable lead in golf is going to be different.
This is true. I don't know. I would think 30-ish. Somewhere right around 30 is going to be a sizable lead.
30-ish.
30-ish. Maybe a little lower, maybe a little higher. So we're going to have a handoff up the middle again. I believe that's Basin once more. It's going to be right on the tackle for Central. Where would you place a sizable football lead?
I've never been asked that question before in my life.
Well, I hadn't either until you asked me.
Well, you were the one that used the term sizable. Wasn't on our list.
Well, do you not feel that 80 is sizable?
Well, I think 80 is sizable.
Do you think that 40 is sizable?
Depends on what sport we're talking about.
Well, we're talking about football.
Yeah, I think 40 is probably sizable. 40 is sizable with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
But it's not sizable in the first quarter? You're up 40-0. That's not a sizable lead?
Well, did you think you'd be up 40-0?
Well, it doesn't matter what you thought.
Well, no, I think what you think's important. Interesting question.
Well, 5 touchdowns would be 35 points. I think a 5-touchdown lead is probably sizable.
Mason Wright takes it down inside the 5. That's going to bring up a 4th down, and we bringing the field goal team on?
I believe that's Chase Evans jogging out there. So Chase Evans on to attempt a 22-yard field goal. Holds down, the kick's up, and it's good.
It's good. So the Tigers taking 83-0 lead here with just under 8 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. A sizable lead for the Waynesville Tigers.
And Coach, I warned my class the other morning about.
Warn them?
I warned them that if they were going to tune in now, I encouraged them, just like we want to encourage the millions and millions. If you can get down here next Friday night, district championship game, we want to see you down.
Well, we
there.
want this place packed.
I mean, it's been a little while since we've played for a district championship. We want to see you down here. But if you can't make it down, we will be right back on the air. TTSN Sports Crew putting in the postseason work to bring you this game.
And that's right. And tonight our student crew putting in that work is Trevor Tronstad, Isabella Arizaga, Savannah Ryan, Mariah Gomez, and Alex Rudolph, all under the direction of the incomparable,
the illustrious,
and the illuminal Tim Wallace. They do an absolutely outstanding job. They were preparing for this game, bringing all the stuff out, carrying it up in the cold, and they're going to tear it down tonight. The camera people have been out in the cold doing some of this. We've got we've got kids right across the way. Tim put in a lot of extra time this week. He's provided us with some new equipment.
Absolutely,
new headsets and new things. TTSN Sports is always making strides to become better for the folks at home. And once again, kids just do an outstanding job with this.
I mean, I know it's quite competitive to get on the intern staff, the TTSN sports interns that you were just talking about. But what work they put in.
Tim come down the other day, brought the new headsets down, and ran chills up and down my spine. I was excited.
I'm worried about chills running up and down my spine when I step outside this nice warm booth. Oh, little miscommunication right there. What a nice pass by the quarterback right there. I don't think the receiver saw the ball.
Well, the receiver made a nice little move to get open, and then the quarterback, there's just a little miscommunication there.
All right, so it's going to be 2nd and 10. Central, 3 wideouts, 2 to the top. They go to the top, a little quick pass. Immediately wrapped up right there by number 22 for the Waynesville Tigers, Tristan Martin. Forward progress should pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards. And it does.
It's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Central Bulldogs.
Tristan Martin just absolutely ate his lunch once he caught that pass. So 3rd and long, ball sitting at the 40-yard line, 4:23 left to play here in the game. Drops back, ball's up.
It's going to be a nice defensive play there by DeQuan Anderson.
DeQuan, really nice job at the position right there, broke that play up because that's another really well thrown ball. Puts it in, puts it right in there where you want it for the receiver, Anderson, really nice inside position right there to break that pass up.
As that punt's going to take a Bulldog bounce. So the Tigers will take over just almost to the 3-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. I'm looking out there as David Vernon's going to take the Tigers out, take over at quarterback, or come back out on the field at quarterback. We see David on that last drive. I believe that's Mason Wright again on that carry.
It is, and he's going to go forward. Looks like he's going to pick up about 3, maybe 4. So that'll bring up second, short 7, long 6. Vernon comes up under center. Takes the snap, handoff.
That's going to be Mason Wright, and he's got a shot. No, he's going to be knocked out of bounds.
Going to be knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets down all the way to the 21-yard line.
Matt, think about something here, and this is probably something I'll say again here in another year or so, a couple of years, but I started my career doing this for the TTSN broadcasting, talking about Vernon under center.
Vernon under.
And here, 20-some years later, I'm saying it again. And the Tigers are going to kneel now. They're going to run the clock out. Here they're going to have to do this one more time. Maybe one more kneel will be at the end of the game here. Tigers leading 83-0 in victory here in game 1 of district action. Next week will be the district championship game. Springfield-Glendale hasn't completely won yet, but they were up 50-some points. So I'm pretty sure that it's probably who's going to be coming up here next week. And Matt, you said a while ago, we hope everyone out there that can get down here. We have a huge crowd here for a district championship game next Friday night. But if you cannot, we will be back on the air on the TTSN Sports Network, on Cable America, and on Facebook. And the Tigers do get one more kneel in as the clock is ticking down. Tigers will have a solid week of work here going on to get ready for Glendale. When they traveled to Springfield to play Glendale earlier in the year. Glendale jumped up on a 16-0, and the Tigers had to come back and fight pretty hard to get that victory. So we ought to have a heck of a ball game here next Friday night. Folks, we want to thank you all for joining us this evening. We hope everyone out there has a absolutely great weekend. For Matt Johnson, I'm Mike Rawlings, and we will see you next Friday night.